This is the OTP. I'm Amie Wells, and the Kansas City Chiefs are headed to Nashville. The Tennessee Titans take them on this Sunday at Nissan Stadium. Kickoff is at noon. So to preview a matchup of this magnitude, we've got to get Titans Radio's best. Coach Mac is here. Rhett Bryan is here. Guys, thanks for being on the OTP. There's a lot to talk about, and it feels like a lot of it centers around injuries, which is a little bit of a downer. But that's kind of the storyline this week, is injuries kind of across the board. Both teams are dealing with injury issues right now. Mac, is this just a time of the year problem because it's so late in the season, or is there something goofy in the air right now?
No, this is about right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know what I've always said, the percentage of a player getting hurt in this league is 100%.
True.
It's just a matter of degree of hurt. Now, the thing that happened with the Titans in this last ball game with three people in the same position being hurt just linear, bang, bang, bang. That's unusual. And then we lost a couple of others. And then clearly, the Chiefs lose Mahomes in the ball game, and they had Chris Jones had a pulled ham. This time of year, especially with players that have been playing the majority of the snaps all year, it's just inevitable. You're just hoping that you can avoid catastrophe. Last week, losing three safeties was right on the edge of catastrophe.
Yeah, it felt like the hits just kept coming, especially at one spot, and then you see on the injury report the following Tuesday, or a transaction report, I should say, following Tuesday, that those three safeties were all put on injured reserve.
Yeah,
They're
and
done
they were hurt
for the rest of the season. They
Right.
were hurt.
They were hurt.
Yeah.
They were hurt. I mean, you could just tell, and they all got injured in different ways, but you could tell. And so it was, people ask me, how many ball games have I been in? Over 600. I've never had one position have three like that go out. And plus, you don't dress that many people on game day. I don't know how Denard did it. Because he was mixing and matching a lot.
He's just pulling people from the crowd at that point. Like, hey, you, come here, you look
You're
fast.
next.
Yeah, hop
You're
on down.
next.
It was, especially back there, and especially when you're playing an offense like that. You never have enough defensive backs anyway throughout the course of a season, and that was very unusual.
And the problem was it was all right at the start of the ball game.
Right.
Mike Brown on the first play on the kickoff, because he's cover teams guy, and I think that was an ankle. And then on the second series that the Titans were on defense was the Kevin Winston Jr. and Xavier Woods. I think they were both hamstrings.
Yep.
Interim head coach Mike McCoy was asked about it this week. He said that's happened to him one time when they were in Oakland in 2015. They had three guys go down in rapid succession like that, and they ended up having to have a wide receiver come over and play in the secondary.
Yeah, and because you can only dress so many of them.
Right.
So, but anyway, moving on to this week.
Well, yeah, you're moving on to this week with some new players in positions, with a defense that's now trying to cover for a depleted or in flux secondary. In flux is probably a better way to phrase it, because there are new additions to that spot. So, Coach, I guess the question is, how big of an impact does that have to what you're able to do from Denard Wilson's standpoint?
Well,
is he
it has a big
hamstrung
impact.
a little bit?
No, it has a big impact. You have to adjust. And that's part of coaching in this league. But I've been at practice every day and watched his walkthroughs, and he's doing a lot of intensive, and you have to pare down what you're doing. Because, these guys haven't been here with you. It's not their fault. They come from practice squads from other places. They've been playing football, but they haven't been in this system. And so, yeah, it's a challenge, but that's part of coaching in this league too.
Rhett, when we look at the Kansas City Chiefs and their offense, obviously they are not going to have Patrick Mahomes. Gardner Minshew will be starting for them. How is their offense going to be a little bit different given having a new quarterback in that role? Because I'm guessing that also is another layer of complication that Denard Wilson has to deal with, given that he's got to come up with a scheme for a guy he hasn't seen in a while.
I think that there's a lot of truth to that. Plus, they're just two different style quarterbacks.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes is a one of one. Gardner Minshew, as we have learned over the years, has been a Titans problem. In the 6 games he's appeared in, 4-2 record, 1,199 yards passing, 8 touchdowns to 2 interceptions, 65% completion percentage, and over 7 yards per pass play. And then a guy that doesn't run as much as Patrick Mahomes, because that's what's going to be different for them, that in maybe an advantageous position for Denard Wilson's defense, is the run game hasn't been able to get going like they want in Kansas City. Kareem Hunt in a second tour of duty is the leading rusher. The second leading rusher was Patrick Mahomes at 6.6 yards per carry. Don't have that option. Now, Gardner Minshew hadn't run a bunch his last couple of years in the league, but he is capable of doing it. I think he still has a 4-yard per carry average on the ground, and I think 5 rushing touchdowns. The other part that gets interesting in this, because the main target is still Travis Kelce. Yep. It ain't never going to be anything but in this ball game, because 797 yards through the air, 5 touchdowns, and I think his catch ratio
right at 73%.
73%. And then you couple that with other injuries that Kansas City has, because Tyquan Thornton is in concussion protocol. He's a wide receiver. Also, Rashee Rice, same thing. So it's really going to be down to, like the Juju Smith-Schusters of the world and Travis Kelce in this. So Travis Kelce is somebody that you're going to have to account for anyway, but you certainly are going to have to now.
And the offense, it's Andy Reid's offense. The offense is, that's the reason Gardner Minshew's there as a backup, because he can operate this offense. Now, and to Rhett's point about Minshew it still has got some off schedule in his game. And that's what Patrick Mahomes has, a lot of off schedule in his game. And so I don't think scheme-wise it'll be a whole lot different, but what Rhett brings up, I think you're going to have to cover Kelce. Because even when Minshew went in the game, when he had to go in when Mahomes got hurt last week, every pass was going to Kelce. Every ball was going to Kelce. So that's going to happen this week too.
Yeah, the last one intended for him was the interception that finished the game.
Correct.
All right. Well, I want to switch over and talk a little bit about the Tennessee Titans offense and Cam Ward. But before we do that, can we take a cookie break? We talked about so many injuries.
You got a lot of cookies in there?
I do have a lot of cookies in there. Shout out to Christy Cookie. They refilled my tin. So
show them the lid, though. That is cool.
This is I'm not doing a good job. This is a Tennessee Titans tin. The official cookie of the Tennessee Titans.
How about that?
It says so right there on the front. And they filled it with delicious cookies.
Hey.
So, it's an it's an assortment, you guys. I got white chocolate macadamia nut, but you guys go ahead and take some cookies.
Mac's just going to dump. Yeah.
We are.
He's going trick or treat.
I meant some cookies, like one for you and one for you.
I'm getting oatmeal raisins.
I thought you said take
Mac, you will take anything that is not nailed to the floor.
No, you said take an assortment of cookies. I've got an assortment.
No, I said it is an
Christy
assortment.
Cookies. I'll give you my address.
Take what you want.
When we get off of the air, I'll give you my address, Christy Cookies, and send me. I'm just taking this many of these.
Christy Cookie.
Cool.
I mean.
Is that all right if I take this many?
Yeah, whatever. I can't stop you. What am I going to do, tackle you?
Yeah, whatever. What do we got? Oatmeal raisin. That's me.
That's
buddy.
the best one. We're about 7 days to Christmas. There's still time to order your Christy Cookies tin. Nothing says Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you've got going on.
A Nashville tradition for a long, long time.
Send them cookies. They won't be mad at you. Like, it's the gift that you can't lose with.
Send me cookies. I won't be mad at you either.
Well, see, Mac will just steal everybody else's, so do it or don't. ChristyCookie.com is where you can get these tins and lots of things. In all seriousness, it's a great gift, and I highly recommend it. Aren't they good?
Delicious.
They're just the best cookie. ChristyCookie.com. Do it. Okay. Now after two. I got a nut. Hang on.
Macadamia.
Sorry.
Like any of those
chewy.
three are, like you can argue about what your favorite is, but all three of those
There's
are
chocolate
good.
chip in there too. I saw.
It's the toffee bits, you guys.
That's the secret.
When I had the chocolate,
That's what makes them so good.
when I had a whole handful, I could see chocolate chips too.
Yeah, they're in
and I remember these when I was a kid. I think they've been in business over 40 years. Used to sell them in department stores in Nashville. Never had a bad Christy cookie ever. Never, ever, ever.
Nope. And you know what? Because they're individually packaged, they sit for like a week. You get through all your Christmas cookies.
They won't
and
last.
then you come back for these.
They won't last a week.
Well, but I think they're trying to impede that. If they were just in a box with a sleeve, like you just be like the cartoons, like Mac and I always talking about. You unlash your bottom jaw like a cash register drawer and just bling.
I'm telling you, they last. They stay good for a long time, which is what makes them such a great gift this time of year. They won't go bad. All right. I want to talk Tennessee Titans, and I want to talk Cam Ward. Here's why I want to talk about Cam Ward. We have had conversations week after week after week about his development, how he's growing, how he's changing. He is now in a point. The end is in sight for the 2025 regular season. That's just the reality. We are here in December. Christmas is upon us, and that tells us that we're about done here. How do you keep a rookie quarterback who knows that it's over in 3 weeks on track and continuing to improve and develop week after week in the home stretch when he's mentally exhausted, physically exhausted, it's cold out, these games are hard? Like, how do you keep someone engaged?
Well, I mean, he's learning every week. I mean, and plus the fact that he is a rookie helps.
Yeah.
It helps a lot because, I mean, and his personality is one that he wants to improve. I mean, he's a guy that not that I sit down and talk with him every day, but just watched him. He's probably a guy that's not going to take a whole lot of time off. So I don't think that's any problem at all, keeping him engaged at all.
Yeah, I think Mac's right. With how he's wired, you may have trouble backing him down after week 18.
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy he is. And I don't think there's any question about wanting to improve snap to snap, game to game. And I don't have any concerns about that. The rookie wall is real, but he ain't going to let you know that it is.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good evaluation. And that's kind of where being intentional about the kind of guys that you bring into the building, having that really clear standard of guys who love ball, who are tough, who are great competitors, great teammates. This is the time of year where all of that matters.
That's a great point, Amy. I mean, that is really a good point. And you just, of course, I'm at practice every day and still watching this entire team. I mean, they're still going. I mean, they're still going. But watching these rookies practice, you can tell. I mean, the point that you bring up about the type of people they vetted to bring in here, not only their physical ability, but their approach to the game, they've got some maturity to them that helps.
No, that's true because a lot was made in the offseason about what Mike Borgonzi, Chad Brinker, Dave Ziegler, and Reggie McKenzie, all these guys are looking for. And there's clearly a type, and this is the dividend for that right now because they're all dialed in.
Absolutely. On the offense, beyond just what Cam Ward's been able to do in terms of running the whole thing and keeping the boat afloat, the run game is something that we've really seen get some traction in the last couple weeks. Titans fans, SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of Tighten Up and here to help you experience all the action this season. SeatGeek makes it easy to find the perfect seats to the perfect game so you can be part of all the touchdown celebrations and momentum-shifting takeaways this season. Whether you're getting tickets to Titans games or to any live event in Nashville, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Tennessee Titans.
Home is at the forefront of all we do. It's why we're so committed to caring for the places and spaces in which we work and live. Ashley, the official furniture provider of the Tennessee Titans. Genesis is the first and only official jeweler of the Titans, having earned that title since 2006. Titans players, coaches, and fans trust Genesis for the absolute best in selection, quality, customer service, and of course, value. For diamonds, engagement rings, designer fashion jewelry, and the largest selection of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in Tennessee, Genesis is the hands-down winner. Genesis Diamonds in Green Hills and Cool Springs, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans.
How is that going to help the Titans this Sunday taking on the Kansas City Chiefs, having that run game that it seems like is starting to find its stride?
Mac or me?
Well, I mean, both of us can answer this, but I'll tell you, your observation is really good because and it's not that they're running any more magical plays. I mean, it's not, but I talking to a couple of the coaches today out there, they're moving people off the ball And then scheme-wise, they're getting their hats on people, and they're getting hats on people at all three levels. From the line of scrimmage, they're moving the line of scrimmage. That's number one. Number two is anytime they are running multiple pulls or they're working up to the second and third level, they've always got their hats on somebody. Nobody's letting anybody run free. And the last 2 weeks, both of these running backs have had clear view runs for big yardage. And clear view runs are before they're challenged after the second level. So, I mean, there were some weeks when they were running into a brick wall. There wasn't any movement. Now they're moving people. They're blocking. And it's helped. Now, they're 1-1 in these last two ball games, but it's helped because they've been in every ball game because they're not one-dimensional. They're not one-dimensional, and not only for the offense, they're not one-dimensional for their defense they're going against to look at. And that's huge. I mean, that is one of the biggest things that's happened in the last 2 weeks that I think is a big, big plus for this football team because you've got some guys all across the front, but also the tight ends and the receivers downfield. They're blocking people. They're blocking on a consistent basis.
It's good reps for all 11 to make that thing move in the direction it's supposed to. The other part of it, as Mac's alluding to, we saw how it was an effective diffuser of Myles Garrett in that front in Cleveland. Well, guess what? They got Chris Jones and George Karlaftis and crew up there up front. You want to be able to establish that to try to diffuse some of those things. And the numbers, as you would say, the alphabet numbers, I mean, they're 1-1, but 55 points they've scored in the last two games.
Wow.
That hadn't happened in a stretch any time this year.
Mm-mm.
And then 320 yards on the ground as a team in 2 games. I'll take that all day long.
Well, and it's legitimate it's legitimate yardage too. I mean, it's not at the end of the game.
Nope.
I mean,
no junk time.
It's legitimate yardage. When the game is in question. I've been impressed with that. I really have been.
When we talk about matchups that are advantageous to the Tennessee Titans, Rhett, what do you like this week when the Titans take on the Chiefs?
It's Jeffrey Simmons and that front. Because the offensive line for the Kansas City Chiefs is banged up. They're back to reserve tackles, reserve guards. Like Creed Humphrey has been the lone mainstay in a group where they've had so many emanations and runs of offensive linemen because of injuries. So I love the way Jeff is playing. And Tavondre Sweat has really had an uptick in performance in the last 2, 3, 4 weeks. You see him deep into the backfield in pressure. To go with Sebastian Joseph Day and Jihad Ward and those guys and Arden Key. I really like that against that offensive line.
I think he's spot on. I mean, he really is. And Big T Sweat and Jeff in there together. This is the first time they've been together for quite, an extended period of time. Mm-hmm. And you can tell the difference. Now we're going to be missing some people back behind them, and of course that's just life in the league. But to me, those guys up front can make a big, big difference this week defensively.
Well, speaking of those guys back there in the back, Taylor Zarzour spent some time with rookie corner Marcus Harris, and we're going to get to that in a second. But first, we got to hear what Keith Bulluck is excited about, what he's going to be watching in this week's matchup. It is time for the Little Caesars Real Deal matchup of the game. Hey, football fans, satisfy your halftime hunger with Snickers, and you could win sweet prizes this NFL season. Visit Snickers.com/halftime to enter and view the official rules. Pick up Snickers at a Kroger near you.
When you bring Hellman's Creamy Buffalo Chicken Dip to the watch party, you can cheer too loud, or block the TV, or be a couch coach, and no one will eject you from the game. That's a Hail Mayo. Hellman's, the official mayo of the Tennessee Titans. Hey Titans fans, with a Kroger Boost membership, you'll score big with double fuel points, free delivery, and lots more. Go to Kroger.com/boost for details. Kroger, the official grocer of the Tennessee Titans. Tighten up. Now back to the OTP.
Here's the deal. Both teams are riddled with injuries, but there's still a game on Sunday. And the matchup I'm looking forward to is the Tennessee Titans defensive line reacting to having to play against Gardner Minshew. No Patrick Mahomes doesn't really change too much. Both teams are not playing for anything but pride, and the Titans defensive line has been the most prideful unit on this team so far this year. I would love to see them end on a high note and be the most dominant unit on the field and lead the Titans to a victory on Sunday.
Titans fans, get 15% off your Little Caesars order of $15 or more at participating stores using code TITANS15 at checkout. Excludes taxes and, of course, other fees too. Pizza. All right, Taylor Zarzour and Marcus Harris right here on the OTP.
And we are here with Marcus Harris, the rookie out of, should I say, Cal, Idaho, Oregon State, Portland, Oregon. Like if you were introducing yourself and you had to include where you're from and colleges, what would you say?
From Portland, Oregon. I went to the University of Idaho and finished up at Cal.
Okay, that's what we're saying. Because I know you started Oregon State, but you played and you had to go through red shirt there and you had COVID there.
Right.
And then you finally got to play some football again when you got to Idaho in the spring of 2021. You had a gap too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, so you finished your high school career in Portland in 2018, and then you have essentially a year and a half, right?
Yep.
Where before you really played football again.
Right. Yeah. I graduated in spring of 2019.
Right.
And then went to Oregon State that summer, and then didn't really play football again until I got to Idaho.
Yeah, in 2021.
2021.
The spring of 2021.
Yeah, the spring.
You guys had a abbreviated season because of COVID, right?
Right. Yeah, I did the COVID season where I think Oregon State played 6 games, and then I transferred that winter in like December, and then when I got to the University of Idaho, they had a spring season, so I ended up playing.
Wow, that was a long time to wait to play some football again.
It was a long time.
You were a speedster. You still are a speedster, by the way, but I mean, you were a high school track star when you were growing up in Portland. Was there ever a time where you're like, I'm going to be a world-class Olympian sprinter, or was it always, I know I'm going to be a football player?
I think it was always I know I'm going to be a football player. Track was to help me with football. We had an Olympian from Portland, Oregon. His name is Michael Williams. And he's, I think, a year younger than me. I played youth football with him. So I knew what it looked like to be an Olympian at the top of the class.
Okay.
And I knew that wasn't going to be my profession.
What's the fastest 40 time you've ever run? I know you ran a 4.4 at the Combine. What's the fastest time you've ever run?
Hand time in like the 4.2s.
Wow.
And then like 4.31, I think, my freshman year at Oregon State.
Your Coach Shaw, the speed coach here for the Titans, says the more you give Marcus time to fly, the faster he gets.
Right.
Like 100-meter guy, you're unbelievable. And he said you might be the fastest on the team. What do you think?
I believe it. I think the only person that can come close to that is probably Chim. I think that's the only one.
Yeah?
I think that's the only one.
I love it. Well, we talked about Oregon State to Idaho to Cal, and then you're drafted by the Titans. What's your reaction to a guy that's only lived in Oregon, California, and Idaho to being drafted by a team in Nashville, Tennessee?
I think at that moment I was just like, I got drafted. I didn't know anything about Nashville or Tennessee itself. I've never been to this state until I got drafted. So I mean, I was getting a lot of information from people who've traveled here, but it was shocking.
Was it a culture shock for you?
No, not really. I mean, it's kind of, I look at it as a mix of Portland and Idaho, where you have like the city life, but then you have like the countryness to it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I've spent time down south in like Texas and like Mississippi, that kind of thing. So I was kind of used to it.
Tell me the level of the kind of adjustment you had to make, Marcus, going from playing college football to the NFL. I know you had to make a transition from high school to college and then from school to school. But what was the transition like from last year to this year in terms of stepping up your level of play?
Yeah, I think just adjusting to the speed and adjusting to the speed of the game, I think, is the biggest thing. I think that's one. It's still football at the end of the day. That's how I look at it, whereas you're learning the same concepts. Everyone does it a little different way. But I think just the speed of the game is the one thing I had to make the biggest adjustment.
What is your own evaluation of your game right now?
I think I'm playing well. Obviously, I mean, I've started 5 games or so. And I just continue to improve. I'm getting good feedback from my coaches. I'm just trying not to make the same mistake twice.
Do you think it's invaluable being a rookie that you're getting all of these reps in the game?
Yeah, I think that it's a huge part in development, getting these reps early on. I've talked to like Snead and guys who played like early in their career and what they took it as, and I'm just trying to take it the same way and stay on that path to be successful.
How has your preparation changed, if at all, being an NFL player to being an ACC player at Cal last year or playing for Idaho before that?
I don't think my preparation has changed much. I think at Cal they helped me get into a great routine. I was in a room with 2 other guys who were drafted, and we had a linebacker drafted as well. So I think they helped us get on a routine and find ways to better our game off the field.
Does that include taking care of your body?
Yeah, I think that's a big part, taking care of your body. I think you see it even more once you get to NFL, how crucial it is to take care of your body.
Now, are there certain things that you can't have anymore? Like, is there food or candy or certain things you can't do anymore that you're like, I really want to do it, but I can't?
No, 'cause I'm usually like a generally healthy person.
Okay.
I think the one thing that helped me get my body in a better shape was limiting chicken.
Oh, all right.
So that's one thing I can say that I cut out a little bit in order to have a better body composition.
Nashville's known for its hot chicken.
I've heard, yeah.
Who are your best friends on the team, Marcus?
I would say Chim DK. When we got drafted, that was my roommate for the 2 months pretty much that we had together. So I'll say Chim, and then I'm pretty close with Cam. Me and him joke all the time. We go back and forth. And then in my room, I say Daryl Baker. Me and him are really close. We talk all the time, even outside of football. So I think those 3 people.
You and Cam have moved around the building quite a bit as the season's gone on, and it's been a lot of fun to watch the 2 of you go back and forth. What is the bond like with our quarterback of the Titans?
Yeah, so I played Cam. I played him twice in college. I played him when he was at Washington State, when I was at Idaho, and then I played him when he was at Miami, and I was at Cal. So there's some like bickering going back and forth. They were both are very competitive, but I think it gets us closer, and then we like hang out outside of here as well. So it's been fun.
It's interesting that you brought that up, my friend, because I've got a highlight for you to watch of Washington State versus Idaho back in 2022.
Gets his feet and fires complete to the outside. Donovan Ollie lost control, and this will be a scoop and score. Marcus Harris down the sideline for 6.
How about that? Cam throws an underneath ball. You and your teammate blow it up. Scoop and score for Marcus Harris against Cam Ward.
Yeah.
Back in the day as you were playing for Idaho and he was with Washington State.
Right. That was a crazy play. There was a lot leading up into that game. Those schools are 10, 15 minutes apart, so we've seen them like out or we passing. And then just being able to score the first points in that game was huge, and I just wanted to be able to make a play.
Do you remind him of that ever?
No, because I don't think it's really his fault. He just threw the ball. I remind him more of the plays I made versus Miami because he tried me multiple times, and I told him about that. But I remind him more of that kind of stuff.
Today at practice, he came up to me and he said, I want you to remind Marcus of what the final score was in that game. And I said, listen, this is a feel-good interview. We're trying to make Marcus happy here. You know, Cam will have his own time to come in here, and we can show the plays that he wants to show. But I intentionally left that game out because I
appreciate that.
I didn't think
it still hurts. I hear about it all the time, ask questions all the time, and then it doesn't help having Xavier Restrepo and Cam on the same team and them going at it with me. But
you saw a lot of Restrepo that night.
Yeah.
In Berkeley.
Yeah.
As Miami had that incredible comeback. What is it like going up against Cam in practice each day?
You truly get to see how talented he is, and the kind of competitor he is. In practice you have the ability to make throws that you probably wouldn't take in the game, so you get to see the different types of talent he has. But it's always fun because you know he wants to throw the ball and he's going to try you, so it's always fun going against Cam.
We mentioned your time at Cal. Your quarterback at Cal just won the Heisman Trophy. Fernando Mendoza was your quarterback at Cal before he went to Indiana. Have you spoken to Fernando since he won the Heisman?
I haven't spoke to him. I had texted him a couple weeks ago. I think when they had beat Oregon, told him good job. But other than that, I haven't really spoke much to him. I know he has a lot going on. He won the Heisman, all those awards. Plenty of people hitting him up, but he knows it's all love.
Yeah.
Speak highly of Fernando.
Yeah, he in his speech, he referenced his time with the Cal Bears and
Yeah.
how important that was to him. That had to feel pretty good that he gave all his old teammates, you included, a shout-out.
Yeah, no, it always is, especially when you see someone move on and then have success. You don't want them to forget about where they came from. So it felt good to get that recognition for sure.
Okay, before we finish up with you, Marcus, I have some rapid-fire important questions for you. Who's the team in sports you can't cheer for?
The team I can't cheer for?
Like, who's Marcus Harris's biggest rival? Whether you played against them or just as a sports fan, you're like, I can't stand them.
For one, the Celtics. I'm a huge Lakers fan.
Wow, okay.
Grew up in a Laker household, so the Celtics for sure. Other than that, I don't think there is. I mean, in Portland, all we have is really basketball. But I'm not a Blazers fan. I'll say that up front. I'm not a Blazers fan.
You're a Lakers guy.
I'm a Lakers fan. Grew up a Kobe fan. But other than that, I think I cheer for pretty much like any. I just like watching good competitive sports.
I didn't know if like Stanford or something.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Stanford. We don't like Stanford. I was a little upset about that this year that we lost to Stanford.
I know.
But I always joke with Alec and tell him he's never won the Axe. So
there you go.
that's one thing I have over Stanford.
Marcus, what music gets your mind right for game day?
I listen to Lil Durk.
Okay.
It's kind of calm, but it's not like too relaxing. So I think that kind of music, like hip hop, R&B.
Every game is kind of the same routine, or you mix it up?
It's usually the same routine. On the drive in from the hotel, listen to some gospel music,
cool.
get that in, and then as soon as I walk into the stadium, that's when I have to get in that mode.
I love that. Best thing you've done in Nashville?
I haven't done much because, I mean, I've been doing football, but I think I went like putt golf recently. I think that was pretty fun because it was active, like there's a little bit of trivia in there, that kind of thing, like put it to this hole if you think this is the answer. So I think that was pretty fun. I'll say that.
Nice. If you need help, any kind of help in the world, which teammate are you calling?
Chim DK.
Yeah?
Chim DK, 100%. Reliable, honest. You anything you need, he'll help for sure.
He has made a big impact on and off the field, that's for sure. Final question, most important question, Marcus. The Titans are turning this thing around because
of the belief we have in each other as players. I think that's the biggest thing, just believing what we have, not even as players, just in the building. Just knowing, like, ignoring the outside noise. I think that's a big thing to be helpful, not feeding in that negative energy.
You've been on a lot of football teams in your life. It seems like the culture here is strong, is what you're talking about.
Yeah, we have strong culture. I mean, our record, obviously, like, it's not where we want it to be, and we could easily be moping around here and not liking each other, arguing all the time, but I think we still have fun together and enjoy each other, and I think that'll help us get over the hump.
It's a privilege watching you play, man. Keep it going.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, a big thank you to Taylor Zarzer and Marcus Harris for taking the time and chatting with us a little bit. Guys, are you ready to take on the Kansas City Chiefs back at Nissan Stadium? You were on the road for 2 weeks. Now you're back.
We'll be there.
We'll
be there
absolutely
and
will.
Ready to go.
Chance of rain, but it's going to be early before they ever come out for warm-up, so it'll be cleared off. And you're looking at in the 50s and some winds out of the northeast, so need to bundle up with a little layer.
Yeah.
But at least it's not raining and that.
Yeah, rain would be big bad.
We don't need that.
And you'll be on the sideline, Amy.
I will be on the
on
sideline.
the Pinnacle sideline.
Yes, very excited. Looking forward to it. Can't wait to be back out there.
It'll be good.
It's going to be
I love
great.
a good home football game at Nissan Stadium right around the holidays, and I'd love to see the Titans stack a home win. They need that.
It's really all I want for Christmas.
Yeah,
So,
same here.
Santa, if you're out there.
And you're listening.
And you're listening, which
Well,
I'm
first
sure
of
you
all,
are.
we know Santa's out there, and second of all, we know he's listening.
Well, I hope he's listening to
He's
this
one of the OT
podcast.
people.
Santa's one of the OT people.
Cool.
Can I
Yes.
get that somewhere? Like
Yes.
on a shirt? Santa's one of the
My
OT
Santa
people.
listens to the OTP.
Oh, my gosh. Well, the Titans do take on the Chiefs at Nissan Stadium. Kickoff is at noon, but Titans Countdown is on the air on Titans Radio. That is at 11 a.m. Central Time. Be sure to check it out. You don't want to miss it. For Rhett Bryan and for Coach Mac, I'm Amie Wells, thanking you for listening to the OTP.